welcome back to the scenic route. Today we are still on the Deluge map. We're going to just try and get through this objective. Repair the power lines to ensure a stable electricity supply. So it looks like we just need to bring a couple of steel beams, 7 steel beams, to these 2 locations. So it sounds simple enough. Let's get to it. So this is the steel pipes. Let's go to the base. Get our truck out. All right. Now, what do I have? I've got 15 steel beams in storage. So let's get... How many do we need? 7. Yep, 7 of them. I think this must be my favorite truck in the game. Or the Voron 3327 cargo crane. So versatile. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, let's load up. Let's see how neat do I want to make this. I want to go quick. A quick job better than a neat job. Your tattoo artist says that, then go to another tattoo artist. Not that I have any tattoos. That one didn't quite play so well. Fix that one up. So far I'm enjoying this map. I think Sunken is probably my favourite so far. I've only done what's it, Incommunicado, Sunken, and this one, apart from the 2 sort of tutorial maps. But I'm looking forward to some of the others though. I've been trying to keep spoiler free, but I mean they're all really good, so I don't expect those to be any different. And then there's a couple of DLC maps I got to do, and there's more DLC coming out in March, so you know there's going to be plenty of content to keep this channel going. I've been trying to post YouTube shorts like at least every couple of days, just trying to get the channel name out there. You know, it seems to be the best way at the moment to get some engagement. So you know, if you haven't seen them, check them out. I think I try to make it fun and a bit funny. And then I'm going to have these videos as more long form, objective, sort of objective by objective videos. Let's see which way are we actually going the right way? Yep. I like to put in markers, so we'll go to here and then sort of divert off the path. This looks pretty straightforward. You'll be able to get there from there. Chuck on all-wheel drive. I just like having that on all the time. I don't think there's any downside for not having that on. I know with the diff lock it affects your turning circle, but I tend to leave that on all the time as well, just for the hell of it. I mean turning circle doesn't really bother me, especially in this vehicle. Let's turn off. I navigate through the trees and hopefully there's no stumps. This is where it's like first person is a bit better to try and get through that forest. It can be a bit hard to see. Why not with this trail? And that trail, yeah, trail goes to the right there. Might need to dump it in low gear. I guess that's somewhere where the turning circle could have been affected, but I think I would have needed diff lock anyway. Back it in low. Oh, this was pretty straightforward. But right here. So I need to actually unload a couple of beams. Glad I did this one first. Only 2 beams to unload. I think when you, I can put my anchors down. I think when you do the final objective one, you actually don't need to unload. So doing it this way is probably just a bit more time saving. Alright, how do we get to that one? Probably try and, I think that's pretty steep, but I mean, let's try it. It's the most direct way. Go down. There's containers and sold. I like that. Let's see. I mean, that looks fairly deep, but those containers they're not sunk too much, so let's just, although on the other side I didn't really look. Bit of a cliff face, isn't it? Oh, let's just try. Put it in low gear. Go over that tree branch. You know what? Just a tip chance. Let's counterbalance with this. Use that sort of swing by the tree. Let's reset that. Now we see if we got the power to climb up. I have a feeling we won't. Maybe if we left, it's a little bit less steep there, maybe a bit more traction. Making some more progress going this way. See if we can split these trees in the middle. And try and get around these trees. And I think we may have it. I think I'll probably take off low range. There you go. Oh, that was pretty straightforward. Objective complete. That didn't take long at all. All right, let's look at the next objective. There's only one. Provide assistance to the production facilities. We need to clear the area of the objects and then deliver. Looks like the objects are at the backup pump station and we need to deliver the production facilities. So where are we? We're all the way over here. So if I deploy from the industrial base, okay, I can go collect from there. Can we see how big these items are? We may have to do a couple of trips. All right, let's just deploy. Let me look in the shop. I don't have the Mule T1 crane truck, but I don't actually think that's bigger than the other one, the Voron or whatever. But the bed kind of looks big. The cargo bed says 6-ton capacity. Whereas the Voron There's 8 tons. I think the Voron's bigger, right? There's no point in me buying this one. There's no other train. Trailblazer. I don't know what the difference is between this one and the other multi one. But it's got a couple of things on its roof which don't really do. Cargo grab train. Grab crane truck. I don't like the grabber, but only a 5 ton. Alright. I'm not gonna buy another one. Just deploy the Voron. And let's go. Let's go collect. Hopefully we can fit both into the cargo bed, but if not, it's fine. We'll just do 2 trips. There must be like autumn, with all these autumn colours on the trees. I wonder what this place would look like in winter. I imagine it'd be like quite snowed under. I'd like them to do a map in Australia. That would be pretty cool for me anyway, being Australian. We have a lot of natural disasters here, so that would work, like bushfires and floods, cyclones. I built this bridge up here to make it a bit easier. There's still some deep mud that we can roll through. Right. I think we can fit both of these. I'll try and see if I can fit them sideways. That can be too wide. Maybe too wide. What do you reckon? I think I'll have to fit them lengthways. That way, may not actually fit both. One way to find out. Try and get it into the corner. That one fits in nice. Get the crane head above, give it a solid straight lift. I could do it on top with the other one, but chances of toppling are high. But I'll try. Oops. Wonder if I can sort of balance it on the edge of the truck bed. And if that would work. Alright, let's go. Where are we going? Probably back down the way we came. Yeah, production facilities, just here. It is. Yep. Where we came over that bridge, back a right, go in. Put on the diff lock. Now I'm a bit tail heavy here, so I reckon about 80% chance I'm going to tip over. Especially in this mud bit right here, so I'm just going to put it in low gear, just so I can take it extra slow. One thing I found with this game, I'm quite impatient. And what happens is I try to overload. I only want to do one trip, and it ends up taking me like 3 times as long as if I had done multiple trips. So let's see if that happens again. I made it that far. Just coast down that ramp, didn't want to take it too fast. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what slow people say. There's another muddy bit here. Let's track it in low again, just so it's lessen the chance of tipping. Have that pole on the left. If I do fall, it'll hit the pole. Alright. I think we're good. Take it off low. Well, this doesn't seem too difficult so far. May get through 2 objectives pretty quickly. And then I'm assuming we'll have more open up. I don't think it'll be the end of the map just yet. It looks like a lake, doesn't it? It's a big puddle. We're delivering both objects here, I'm guessing. Let me just check the objective. Yeah, both go in there. Well, that just disappeared. Probably could have just driven it in there or taken off the straps, but it is what it is. Alright. Let's clear up this space. What do we actually need to do here? Oh, there's a bunch of shipping containers, so do we need to move all of those? They don't give us a big crane, so I'm guessing we'll have to send in the heavy. Where do we put them? They're probably too heavy for me to tow. Oh, I see there's a forklift back there I could sell. Alright, let me just park this here. And let's go to the base and deploy the crane. We want the scout to go into the garage. Where do we go? Heavy crane is one of the most useful vehicles in this game, if not the most useful. It can just get you out of so much trouble. And we get the rainy weather again. I know there's an option to turn off the rain, but I don't know. It kind of adds to the atmosphere, even though it does make it harder for me to see. I really should put some sand there to level it out. But it doesn't really matter. But I drive over it is enough. I wonder if I can put those shipping containers on the roof of that building. Alright, so it's not all of the shipping containers, it's the ones marked. Change the camera mode to follow the train. I might as well start with this one. Now reach. Not quite. Where else can I dump it? That works. Might need to move the crane. Squeeze through this section. Not quite. If I reverse him, the crane will be a little bit closer. I wonder if that will be enough to allow me to dump those containers on top of the building. Alright, let's try it. I mean, it looks like it should be enough. Yes. Not not the prettiest solution, but the solution. Probably not what the client had in mind. You know, that's what happens when you don't have a contract of work. How am I gonna fit this? I get that high enough. There we go. That's not gonna fall. Alright, now what to do? Should have enough space to duck in here. That should allow me to drop these on top of those. Are they diggers? Hang on, my anchor's not so good. Go forward just a bit. Back on the anchors. That's better. The truck on top of the truck shack. That works. I probably don't want to lift the bottom container while I still got that red one on top. Would have been pretty funny, but I want to get this thing cleared for the client, you know? Counting on us. Probably weren't counting on us just dumping it on top of buildings, but a good solution's a creative solution. That's what I always say. Ha! Blocked that entrance of the building, hasn't it? Looks like a truck graveyard over there anyway. Let's make it a container graveyard as well. And the last one, I think. This heavy crane, man, it's so good. So good. And lift things, heavy things really high. Move them around. No sweat. Now I'm going to dump this on top of the crane. Oh, not the crane, the digger.
Gosh, you really put the U in rescue, don't you? But you know what? We're missing one key ingredient. Concrete. We need to start producing it again. That means collecting enough resources and plotting supply routes to the concrete slabs facility.
Alright. One thing I love about this game, collecting resources. Alright, what do we need to do? Three steel beams and 11 and 7 logs, which I've got. Okay, all I need to do is transfer the resources. And then what do now? Plot a route. What am I plotting? Production facilities. Concrete. Yeah, I wonder if I could build a bridge. Or, you know what? Up there. I've got somebody on the ground. Let's just go have a look. See what it looks like. Make this. Do some recon. What I could do, dump enough sand to like build a ramp over the pipes. Question is, can I get a bridge to the other side? And if I did, is there a path to the lab facility? I think there might be. Like through here. Let's look at bridges. Not long enough. I If I drop enough sand, I could build like a land bridge. That'd be pretty fun. Not built a steel bridge before. I don't think that's any bigger, is it? No. Concrete. I don't know why I can't build a concrete bridge. Probably because I need this concrete facility to start operating. Another bridge. Dude, there's a wall here. Otherwise, I mean, I could go the long way around. Those boring through there. Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough. But do we want to build a bridge? I think we want to build a bridge. Before we do that, let's check out sand. No sand quarries here, but I think we could probably set up the old scraper down here. Tell you what, let's try set up the scraper. If we can get sand, we'll build a land bridge. If we can't get sand, we'll just plot a boring old route. Alright, where's the base? Let's go to the garage. Get special vehicles. The special vehicle, yes, here it is. That one. And we want to go left. Over the bridge. Over the bridge. Past the production facilities. And then try and get some sand. Maybe along here. Yeah. I like this game in that, you know, you don't have to do things the easy way if you don't want to. You can do things the fun way. And this is how you can spend hundreds of hours this game and not even come close to finishing all the maps yet. Just how you want to play it, I guess. This, me, speedrunning through things is not for me. I like to, you know, try and immerse myself in the game. Roleplay a bit, if you will. I like to think my recovery company, we don't just build sand roads, you know, we prefer to build tarmac where we can. If you're gonna do something, do it right. That's what we always say. But, you know, sometimes you gotta half-ass things. Look at that glorious pile of containers. I think that's got to be the thumbnail, right? That is amazing. That is art. That is Roadcraft art right there. Probably the best thing I've ever done in this game so far. And before I commit, is this the correct way? It is. There is a trail up here. Doesn't seem to go anywhere. I don't think I've been up that way before, but I'm not going to go now with this vehicle. Looks like there's a bridge up ahead which I planned but haven't built yet. You can see in the distance there's that blue line on the left-hand side. Interesting. This road has seen better days. Maybe I'll pave it one day. I don't like my chances of getting sand here. Maybe up ahead next to that is red. What is it? The caravan? No, I'm just going to try going there because there's guarantee there's nothing here. Then hopefully the sand radius will be big enough. What is going on here? Is that some sort of beach there? What is that platform? What is that thing? Drainage. Okay, I've not been there yet. Here's that bridge. Beach sand. I don't see any. Maybe here? Maybe there? Here I don't think there's anything. How far away are we? Pretty far. But, you know, is it worth trying right here? I mean, I'm already here, I may as well try. Just trying to reverse out of this might be a bit of a problem. Nah, there's no sand here. Am I thinking? Although this little patch, the right, could be. If I can move. Alright, I think I'm stuck. I think we're stuck. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to build a land bridge across that channel of water without some sort of sand quarry like within that radius. There's just too much shuffling back and forth. No, this is not sand. Maybe just a bit further. If I can even move. No. Cannot move. I'm stuck. Come on. You know what? It probably doesn't matter. I'm not going to get sand. Maybe. Oh, where am I? The base. Production. In that sand. But how to get there with that big thing? I don't think that. All right. Forget that. Wrong button. All right. So trucks come out. Which direction? Probably from this. Oh. These angles, man. Turning angle. for now. Now these trucks should be small enough that we don't need to pave any of those sections. The other route that you can see there is not active, so don't need to worry about traffic. More longer gaps there. All right, and where we're going to concrete slab. Cool. Go through here. Over this bridge. One big hit like that is fine. Play it a bit safe. What do we do? Turning into here. That's one section I paved earlier. Can't put a point anywhere there. But all right, had that label in the way. Before I dispatch, let's move the big crane out of the way. And I might go to the small crane truck. There's a couple of cars here I can take. Pretty cool. That he's not in the way, so it should be fine. Let's dispatch. Oh, there's a car there as well. A lot of recycling I can do from here. But we got just 2 trucks to start with. Yep. Oh, I cut it close to that gate, didn't I? Thought that mirror was going to hit it. As the second truck. Cut it fine. Check out cargo yard. How good's that? I think these trucks have all-wheel drive at least, so you can get through some of the muddy stuff. As I say that, looks like it's getting stuck. Making it through, it's making it through, it'll be fine. I don't really want to have to patch that up, if I can help it. Now the first truck got a bit of a bump from the second, so it looks like the second one's stuck. I think I'm gonna have to cancel. Yeah. What's that? Industrial base. Let's do this one. I think this one will be pretty straightforward. Industrial's coming out of the garage, is it? We know what the truck it is. Small truck. Same way, but from a different starting point. This will be good because we get this one going. We get this complete. They only run like 10 times. Then I can stop it. By the time that's done, I should have should have the other road patched up, and then we won't have to worry about traffic. That one little bit there, I'm worried. And again, there's lack of sand, isn't there? When you get them out of, when you get the dump trucks out of the garage, they come with, oh, I want to go there. They come with full bed of sand. That may be enough if you get the heavy dump truck. We can find out. Zoom in a bit. Nice. It opens up. All right, let's dispatch. Watch this one, make sure it's good, then we can start building a road. I don't, you don't, strictly speaking, you don't have to watch it. But I like to see when problems are occurring so I can kind of stop it and then fix it up. But the second truck's a bit bigger. Sounds like there's a third truck as well. The third truck? No, just backdate this one. Get it. Right. Oh, almost hit that container. What are we moving here? Concrete pipes. Okay. I bet you once we get the concrete facilities up and running, start building concrete bridges. Although I think wooden bridges is probably a better option because there's just trees everywhere. You can just cut them down, use the logs immediately. With the concrete, you gotta get the offcuts, the rubble, bring it to the facility, recycle it into slabs, then get the slabs, and then bring the slabs to the site where you want the bridge. And I think you could probably carry more logs in a truck than you can slabs. I think the concrete bridges look better though. In the last map I did, which was Sunken, I hadn't got the log cutters yet, the tree cutters, so I was only making concrete bridges. But yeah, they look pretty cool. Alright, this looks alright. As long as he can get through that gate up ahead, I'm pretty confident we'll get through this convoy. And look, he went through, so we'll leave these guys and let's get some roads built. There is a sand quarry right here, so there's not, yeah, there is a source of sand. I put in a marker here. That's the edge of it. So worst case scenario, we just have to sort of come here to collect sand. Not too bad. All right, let's get a I like this one. Tracks make it a bit more efficient over the soft mud. And also I think the heavy dump truck is good because it's got a larger capacity for sand, but because it's articulated, when it goes over like uneven surfaces, the bed can tend to tip sideways and you lose sand, so that's a bit of a pain. This one I think you're losing 20 tons or 10 tons worth of sand, but I think what you gain from the mobility, it offsets that, especially for a small sort of section like this. If we're doing the whole road, I'd probably just bite the bullet and take the heavy dump truck. You know, I may take the opportunity to lay some sand down here as well. May as well do this part too while I'm at it. Let me just check the map. Where is it that we got stuck? It's here, the marker. To low. I like to lay sand in low gear. Find it helps me even it out a bit. I really messed that up, didn't I? You know what? That's fine. Now, where's my marker? Alright, it's just left here. Where the track vehicles really hold their own is in these soft mud sections. Alright, I might as well do this little bit. I've got to take advantage of the turning on the spot. Terrible weather again. Terrible sand laying weather. Now I'm going to say that this section will be fine. Although you know what? You're going to do a job, do it properly. Problem is now I've got to go over that sand to get more sand. I might get the dozer out and just flatten these bits and then continue on. fill up first, and then we'll start flattening. I love spinning it around like that, it's so good. I wish my real car could do that. Alright, garage. Did you know that these things are called dozers? Because early on, the vehicle operators would fall asleep all the time. That's a fact. Alright, the rain stopped. Thankfully, I'll be able to see what I'm doing. Not much more to go, so I just gotta flatten out this bit, and then I can get over that little bit, and then it's this side of the bridge. That should be good. Alright, straighten it up, straighten it up. It's gonna go on ahead and just do those ones first, and then come back to that one. But you know what? I'm gonna do it from the other side. I don't want to push it into that little bit there at the end, which we didn't get. I like to flatten about 6 times. So 2 down the middle, and then 2 down each side. Just to get it flat, get it wide. Get as much coverage as we can. If we go down the side, it widens it. Then usually see how it looks, but sometimes I have to go back down the middle just one or two more times. Just going down the sides, it puts like a ridge in the middle sometimes. Alright, how does that look? Bit uneven, doesn't it? Might do one time on the other side. Oops, sorry tree. Check it out. Yeah, that looks good. Happy with that. This vehicle should be able to get through that, no problem at all. Alright, another one here. See how that covered that little section at the end there? That's what I wanted. Yeah, that's pretty flat, but it's high off the ground, right? Like, I don't like that. I like to get it as close to ground level as you can, because I find that I can fall off the sides when I'm driving. I like to drive fast. Alright, almost there. Just got to do this side and then maybe even it out somewhere. Or play it by ear. I have a feeling I'm going to come back, not on video, just in my own fun time, my own free time, and pave it. Fun time sounds dodgy. Alright, I just go one time down the middle, I think. How does that look? Yeah, not bad. Not bad. It will do this little section and then that bit on the other side of the bridge and we're good. We'll restart the convoy. And once that goes through, I think we'll call it a day for this episode. Hard to turn around on the bridge and it's only a small section, so I'm just going to go back and forth. We've gone over twice down the middle. Go on the left. No, I think we may only need to go one time on each side. We'll do the right side and then we'll see. How does that look? I think that looks pretty good actually. Alright, I'm gonna call that done. I'm gonna, where should I park this guy? I'll park this guy on the other side actually. And we'll push downhill. I think we'll definitely have to fit sand on that. I don't think those trucks will be able to make it up there. Alright, switch back to dump truck. We're getting further and further away from the source of sand. So that's a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. While we're doing this, that other route has been completing, as you'll be able to see the notifications pop up. So hopefully that will all be done, and then we can not worry about traffic. I didn't think that one through. I should have started from the top. Just let me check if there's another source of sand. I wonder if I could have just done a bridge, put up some sand on that sort of steep bit. Maybe. I'm already committed now. I think I'm going to drop sand. I have a feeling. Yep. Alright, I think just one little bit more will do it. Yeah, I don't know what went wrong in that first tip there. I normally try and control the angle of the tipping bed. I sort of gradually open it up as I move along, but I think maybe one of the analog sticks was turning and it was reading that as to open the bed, and it just dumped it all in one spot. It's not what I wanted. I love those containers. I'm so glad I did that. Brings me joy. Alright, just got to dump a little bit more sand. Smooth it out. We'll get this convoy going and we can get the concrete plant up and running. A little bit more here. Too much, too much. That's gonna be lumpy as hell. But you know, dump driver says, not my problem. Those operator, it's your problem. Don't fall asleep on the job. Dozer. Look at that big pile of sand right there. What are we gonna... It's crazy. Alright. I might just do a turn on the other side of the bridge. I don't want to try doing like a 20-point turn on the bridge and then risk overshooting it and falling into the drink. Although I think that's just a small swamp, it's not like a river. It would have been fine. But anyway, the thing about this game, right? You think you just do one little thing and then something happens and it turns into 10 small things or 10 medium-sized things. And yeah, that's what I love about it, but it's so frustrating at the same time. It's like this infrastructure route. The two locations are not that far apart, and it's pretty much paved the whole way except a couple of muddy spots. You got to take care of them. Luckily, I've already got the bridges built and all that sort of thing, but there's nothing else we need to do there. I'm gonna go down the middle. I don't think we need to widen it on this side, but we definitely need to flatten it. I wish it kept stats on how many times you fell off a bridge. I reckon I'll be up there. I'm going to go to the left side a bit, just because it's a bit more lumpy on this side. Especially down the bottom there. And I think to balance it out, I'll need to go on the right side now. Well, again, I guess it's the left side from this angle. How's that? You know, I think that's going to do. That will do. Now let's start up this. Park that there. Let's look at the infrastructure. So let's look at the one that we did it before. Operational, all rewards received. So we'll just cancel that one because we don't need that anymore. And let's see how this goes. I like it on the first run when it fails, so you can restart it at the failure point and not all the way back at the start. Time saver, that one. Although what I've done in the past is I've sort of pushed the vehicles along to get them to complete. but then subsequent runs will fail. And then when you try and fix the problem, they start again from the very beginning rather than failure point. So I don't like to push trucks anymore. I like to get it right, so I can set it and forget it after that. Looking promising. Sand has done the job. And I don't think there's any other sort of muddy points we needed to worry about. As I say that, right here. But do we need to worry about it? I think it's okay. Like, he made it through. He didn't get pushed from the other truck, so like, I'm good with it. Oh, what happened? Thought it was good. This guy gets stuck. And that guy must. All right. Yes, we are filling up sand. You know, I could cheat a bit and just recall it to the garage and redeploy it, and they'll have a bed full of sand, but kind of feels a bit cheap. We're not that far from the source of the sand, so we'll just do it. Probably would have worked out the same amount of time and distance anyway. I love spinning that thing around, it's so cool. That dozer looks like it's asleep on the job, living up to its name. Alright, so there's a couple of muddy patches here, and let's just try and get both in one hit. Put a bit more here. There. Park this one here. Yep, dozer, wake him up. Alright, let's go. Overshot that turn. Alright. Couple of passes here, I reckon. At least, maybe 3 or 4. lot of junk on the side of the road here. Makes it a little bit more difficult to turn around. I guess they just went through some sort of natural disaster, so we'll forgive them for that. Alright, do one more pass on the other side and then we'll see how it looks. I'm gonna guess that'll be pretty good. That's my guess. Alright, let's see. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm gonna leave it as that. Park that guy. And dispatch. Jump in. Let's have a look. Is this truck bigger than... Is that the first truck or the second truck? It's the second truck, isn't it? No, that is the first one. That's the second one. Oh, there's a bit of mud there I missed. Not much. But I both got through that bit. Now it's just getting into the base. Or the concrete facility, whatever it is. It'd be all paved, so I mean it should be smooth sailing from here. Second truck. How's that going? Yeah, still there. Wait, how far away is it? I thought it was just there. Oh no, it's just over the bridge, isn't it? And then there's some paved roads over the bridge too. For some reason I thought it was just in that little section. Bit of mud here, but I think these guys can handle it. I mean, that wasn't a problem at all. Let's see the second guy. Yeah, easy. And it's pretty much all paved from here on in. I'm glad I took the time early on to pave this section. It's really paid off. But is this the fastest these guys can go? Oh no. That's coming up. Well, let me replot that. Go back to that point. Where is that? Right here, okay. Attention to detail. Attention to detail really helps in this game. Like I was saying before, sometimes you try and do something, take a shortcut, doesn't work out, and end up taking longer. Objective complete. Concrete slab facilities back up and running.
Okay, it's the final stretch. First, let's bring the backup pump station online. To do that, we need to repair the remaining leaks in the pipeline. Once that's sorted, bring over the valve and install it. Next, we're sending you some powerful new generators and a new pump. You'll need them to stabilize the dam. While the barge is en route, you can prepare the port to receive shipments. But to do that, we'll need to give it some juice. So, just make enough space around the harbor transformer station for the cable layer to fit through and then connect it to the power grid.
Easy. Alright. I think we'll leave it here for now. We went through a couple of objectives today. We've got a couple more to go. It looks like we've just finished the second act of this map. We've got one more third act to go. And then we'll move on to the next one, I guess. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you soon.